Sculptor Romolo Del Deo has placed works in collections all over the world.
You can't tell that this was a piece of wood originally, but I worked over it in wax.
But they all lead back to a little shack in the Provincetown dunes.
All of these pieces originally started out as pieces of driftwood. And I find these pieces, I bring them back to my studio, and I find the figures, the spirits, the stories within them.
But rangers from the Cape Cod National Seashore recently boarded up his family's dune shack and evicted Romolo and his 95-year-old father, Sal, an accomplished painter. 9 other shack dwellers have received notice to vacate letters as well.
I feel so ashamed of my country that they should spend the taxpayers' money for something so trivial as this innocence on our part.
The Park Service says the Del Deos have no legal right to occupancy and will be taking bids for a 10-year lease on the shack that Sal Del Deo has been using since 1946.
People don't understand this is not a vacation home. This is part of our lives. It's part of my childhood. I grew up there. It's part of my process of thinking. It's part of how I contribute to society.
Save our shack!
Unsurprisingly, the eviction of a beloved P-Town icon has not gone over well with locals.
This is the last stand against, the Nantucketization of Provincetown.
Michaela Murphy of the Provincetown Historic District Commission.
I started a petition and I was trying to get 50 signatures and we got 35,000. So this is something that people care about.
The Provincetown and Truro Select Boards have thrown their support behind the dune dwellers. Senators Elizabeth Warren, Edward Markey, and Congressman William Keating sent a letter to the National Park Service urging a reconsideration of its dune shack plan.
They don't care about us. They don't care about us. And our history and our traditional way of life is going down the tubes, thanks to them.
Mary Jo Avalar is no dune dweller.
Couldn't pay me to live in a dune shack. I don't like to go camping.
But she is a fierce defender of the dune-dwelling community, a National Register Historic District.
It's so shameful. I just can't believe it's happening. It's horrible.
Now, town moderator Avalar is a longtime member of the National Seashore Advisory Commission, a group formed to foster communication between citizens from the 6 seashore towns, the superintendent of the National Seashore, and the Park Service. The commission used to gather every other month. Its last meeting 6 years ago.
I just wish the Cape Cod National Seashore and the Department of the Interior would get off their asses and get back to talking to the towns that have supported them.
This just feels like, nope, this is the way we're going to do it, and this is not a conversation. This is we're telling you how this goes.
Chronicle was granted an interview with a representative of the Cape Cod National Seashore, but questions about the current dune shack controversy were off limits.
They've made it very difficult. They won't hold conferences with us. They won't talk. They won't have any discussions with the town, and they won't really address any of it.
Ariel and Andrea Tasha grew up taking care of the Kemp Shack with their Uncle Paul.
We've been amazing stewards of these shacks, and I feel like they're punishing us for something I just don't understand.
The best defense we could find of the recent dune shack policies comes with a bit of criticism.
Like most everybody else around here, I think it's terrible.
Retired Cape Cod Times columnist Brent Harrell thinks the park's policy of inviting no-limits bids on the shacks is an insult to their bohemian history.
How the billionaire is going to fare with this stuff is a question, but...
Still, he isn't convinced that gives the dune dwellers a right to stay.
The argument of this so-called dune shack society was, well, we've always gotten to enjoy these things, so sure, we should go on enjoying them.
The National Seashore, Harrell points out, is public property.
If anyone owns these things, we own them equally with you Dune Shack Society people.
Harrell, a writer, spent a week at one of the 5 dune shacks administered by the nonprofit Peaked Hill Trust a few years ago. He thinks such an experience should be open to more people, even if it comes at the expense of the few.
I totally get why they're fond of this. I get why they hate the idea that they're not going to be able to do it anymore. So I do understand that. I just don't think it's the winning argument.
So back in 2012,
Right.
The National Seashore and locals agreed on this plan that would have allowed for an equal number of shacks for arts residences and for a community of long-term dwellers.
In order to uphold the park's original goal of maintaining historical and cultural continuity. Now, the shack dwellers believe that the current administration actually has violated this agreement, while the park says they are following the 2012 document.
The agreement
Precisely.
they made
Exactly.
back then. Exactly. Still ahead, the pull of the shacks is personal.